Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with chapter number 4, metals and non-metals. Okay, you know very well what are metals and what are non-metals. So just now, first of all, we'll discuss about the metals. Okay, so in the environment, or we say in nature there are near about 116 elements which have been discovered. 116 elements are discovered in nature, and out of these 116 elements, they are categorized into three. According to their different properties, they are categorized in three forms. Okay, the first one is metals, second non-metals, and the third one we talk about called as metalloids. Okay, so now first of all we'll just have a general look over these three. See here, metals. Metals are the elements which have shiny appearance, means they have a shine, natural shine or natural luster. Shiny, or we call it as lustrous. They are lustrous or shiny in appearance. They glow. Okay. Second, we talk about that metals are ductile. That means they are converted into wires. Okay. Then we say metals are malleable. That means they are converted into thin sheets. Okay. Next is metals are hard. They are strong and hard. Then metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Good conductors of heat and electricity. Okay. Now, on this basis, we say that non-metals, they don't show these properties. Non-metals are not shiny, they are not ductile, they are not malleable, they are not hard, they are not good conductors of electricity. Whereas metalloids, these are the elements which show the property of both metals and non-metals. Okay. Now, you know the different examples of metals, because we are going to discuss about the metals only. So, different examples of metals which are general, means which we can see easily around our surroundings. The first one is gold, which is used for making jewelries. Then silver, again for the jewelry. Copper, it is used in wires, electricity wires, as well as copper is used to form the base of the utensil so that maximum heat can be utilized. Means it is used in the cooking utensils to make the base. That means you have seen in the kitchen also the brown color substance coated at the base of the utensils. Okay. Then apart from this, we have aluminium. Okay. And magnesium, sodium, iron. Okay, so these all are metals, and now we'll discuss that these properties. See here, gold and silver, they are shiny. This you have seen, they are, means they are very lustrous, they are very shiny, and because of the shiny appearance only, these are used in making the jewelries. Second thing is that gold does not react with any of the elements, means it is present in the pure form in the environment and it does not get corroded, or we say it does not react with the different gases present in the atmosphere. Gold is least reactive, or say does not react with any of the other element. So when it is not reacting, it remain in the same condition only. That means its shine does not disappear, and that's why it is a compound, or it is the element which is used in the formation of jewelry. Next is the silver. Silver also has very shiny appearance. Okay, and copper is brown in color. It is good conductor of heat and electricity. It is used in the wires, electric wires, for conduction of the electricity, and it absorbs heat very fast and it conducts the heat very fast. Next is aluminium. Aluminium is also a good conductor of heat, and that's why it is used in utensils making. Like you have seen the pressure cooker used in the kitchen for cooking. That pressure cooker is made up of, usually it is made up of aluminium only. Some stainless steel pressure cookers are also there, but we are talking about the aluminium. So aluminium pressure cooker, it absorbs the heat fast. Even other utensils are also there. Next is magnesium. Magnesium is the element, it is very shiny, and in lab we have this magnesium ribbons, means it in a long strip form, and we call it as magnesium ribbon. Next is iron. Iron we have already seen everywhere, because at home as well as in the outside, different substance with different things, these are made up of iron only, like railings. Okay, and this one, nails are there, table and chairs are also made up of iron. So these are the metals. Okay, so shiny appearance, that they are lustrous. Another term for shiny appearance, we call it as lustrous. Then ductile, they can be converted into wires. Malleable, that means they can be converted into thin sheets. Then hard, they have very hard, they cannot be broken easily. That means they are strong also. They good conductors of heat and electricity, that they pass the heat and electricity through them. This was a general introduction about the metals, but you have studied about the civilization of human beings, that means early man. How early man had started developing, or started living a stabilized life or civilized life. First, early man was roaming in the forest in search of food, and afterwards there is forest fire discovered, and then later on metals were discovered which were used in the form of weapons. Okay, so in that way, early these weapons which are formed, or which was made by the early man, these were used to hunt, okay, to kill the animals, and that animal flesh was consumed by that person or that early man for survival. Later on, when the development or civilization occurs, the early man, or we say the ancient man, started forming or use the metals to make the coins or currency. So in the previous years, or we say in the ancient time, coins of gold were made in the first time. Okay, gold coins, copper coins, these were made. Silver coins were there. Okay, so that means these coins, they were made because they are shiny. Second thing, they are used in the exchange of substances. For any substance is being given, then in return this money or this coin was used. Later on, it was said that these compounds, okay, it was whatever we are extracting from the earth crust, like metals. These metals are not present on the earth in this form only, in which form we are using now, like iron, gold, silver, aluminium. Okay, so these metals, they are extracted from the earth in the mixture form or with combination with the other impurities, and that substance through which these metals they are extracted, that is called as ores. Okay, so ores are what? Metals with impurities. Metals with impurities. So here impurities are removed and the pure metal is extracted. And then we use these metals for our different purposes. Now, these metals, they are very useful for us. We call them as a natural resource because we get it from the earth. They are extracted from the earth because we know their role. Okay, so we consider it as natural resource. Metals are natural resource because they are present in the earth crust, and according to their use, we are utilizing these metals for solving out our different purposes. We are using iron, we are using gold, we are using silver, then calcium, magnesium, zinc, okay, aluminium, copper. These all metals are used by us because we know how to use them. But there are many more metals present in the earth crust of which we don't know the use. So those substances which are not in our knowledge, or how we know or how we use those substances, if we don't know, then we don't consider as natural resource. Though they are part of the nature only, but we are not utilizing them, so they remain as it is in the earth crust. And the substances or the elements which we are using, they are considered as natural resource because they are useful to us. So we have discussed about the metals. The impure metals, they are extracted from the earth in the form of ores, and ores are what? The combination of metals along with the impurities. These impurities, they are removed with different processes, by utilizing different processes, so that these impurities can be removed and we get the pure metals. Next is that these metals, they are found in the earth crust in the form of natural resources. And the properties of metals we have already discussed.